Hello, today we are going to check over study guide questions number 1 through 6. So let's get started. Number 1 says graph the following inequality on the grid below. So y is greater than 3x. Is it already in slope-intercept form? It is. So if you're asking, well, where's the y-intercept? It's plus 0. All right, so let's plot our y-intercept of 0, 0. Our slope is 3, so that means we're going to rise 3, run 1. Rise 3, run 1. You're going to do this the entire way through the graph. Okay, now we take a look at, well, what kind of line are we drawing? It is a greater than symbol, so it is a dashed or dotted line. Please don't make it solid. And now the question is, where do I shade? Where are the solutions to this inequality? I cannot use 0, 0 since the line goes through it. So let's choose maybe 1, 1. It's my next best guess, or next best test point if I can. So I'm going to plug 1 in for y. 1 is greater than 3 times 1. 1 in for x. 1 is greater than 3. True? No, it's not true, which means this point is not part of the solutions. All my solutions lie on this side. That's your shaded region. Number 2, Maddie spent exactly $94 on golf shirts and tank tops. Golf shirts, X, cost $14 each, and tank tops, Y, cost $8 each. And Maddie bought a total of 8 items. What is the solution to the linear system, and what does it represent? So chapter 7, if you recall, the beginning part is systems of equations, which would have equal signs. The second half was systems of inequalities, and that's where you have your less than, greater than, or less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to symbols. When you see words like exactly, you're dealing with a system of equations. All right, so let's write the system of equations. The first equation would deal with the price. So golf shirts cost $14 each, tank tops cost $8 each, and she spent exactly $94. They already identify golf shirts and tank tops, so let's just write the equation. $14 per golf shirt, and then $8 for each tank top, and she spent exactly $94. And she bought a total of 8 items. Well, that means the number of golf shirts and the number of tank tops is equivalent to 14. So there are 2 ways you can solve this. One, you could use substitution and rearrange the second equation so it has one variable equaling an expression. Or I like elimination. So I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 14, so then I can just eliminate the x's. All right, I'm not changing that top equation. We'll change colors though. So I'm just going to carry it over. 14x plus 8y equals 94. I'm going to distribute this negative 14 to everything. So now I have negative 14x minus 14y equals negative 112. These eliminate. I now have negative 6y equals negative 18. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 6, and y equals 3. Well, that means that she bought 3 tank tops. So I now need to find out how many golf shirts she bought. So I'm going to plug this 3 into the second equation because that's going to be a whole lot easier than plugging it into the first. I'm going to subtract 3. X equals, oh, wait a second. This should not be 14. This should be 8. Make sure you change that. All right. Whoops. So 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So what does the solution represent? Remember, a word problem means we have a word solution. So Maddie, make sure you write this down, please. Maddie purchased 5 golf shirts and 3 tank tops for what? $94. All right, on to number 3. Holly needs at least inequality $300 to buy an iPhone. She currently has $220 saved and can save an additional $10 every hour she babysits. Write the inequality that describes the scenario and solve for how many hours X Holly needs to babysit in order to afford the iPhone. This is actually in the Part A review when we write an inequality with only one variable. Okay? When you see the words at least, at most, no more than, you're dealing with an inequality. So less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay, so she currently has $220 saved and can save an additional $10 every hour she babysits, and hours we're defining as X. So 220 plus 10X, $10 every hour. She needs at least $300. So this is the amount that she is going to be saving. She needs at least, so it must be greater than or equal to 300. Okay? Think you have to be at least 16 years old to drive, so 16 or older. You have to be at least 18 years old to vote, 18 or older. Okay? So there's your inequality. Now we just need to solve for X. I'm going to subtract 220 from both sides. So I now have 10X is greater than or equal to 80. And I'm going to divide by 10. So X is greater than or equal to 8. So what does this mean? It says how many hours Holly needs to babysit in order to afford the iPhone. So Holly, word problem, word answer, needs to babysit at least 8 hours. Or she needs to babysit 8 or more hours. You can use these same words. That's totally fine. All right. Moving on to number 4. It says, what is the inequality that has the solution set shown in the graph to the right? So this is where we're going to have our form, our y, something, some blank, x, plus or minus, something. So let's fill in the y-intercept. That's always the easiest for me. It's a positive 2. So plus 2. Now let's fill in the slope. So I'm going to find 2 points that cross the grid lines, and lucky for me, the intercepts do. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1. So negative 2x. And then the question is, well, what inequality do I put in there? I can absolutely use my test point, 0, 0. I just need to make sure it is a not true statement at the end. Or I could use a test point in my solutions, like 1, 1, and make it a true statement. So let me do the not true one, since a lot of students will go and gravitate towards 0, 0. So 0, something, negative 2 times 0 plus 2. That goes away. 0, something, 2. Well, we all know that 0 is less than 2, except this is a not true statement. So we need to say it's greater. Erase that. Greater than 2, because it has to be a false statement. And since it's a solid line, it must have the equal symbol. So now we're going to slide this inequality the whole way up here. And we're going to rewrite it as y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 2. Again, we could have used 1, 1 and made it a true statement, and I can just quickly do that. Y, or 1 something, negative 2 times 1 plus 2. 1 something, negative 2 plus 2. 1 something, 0. Well, how is 1 related to 0? And it is a true statement. Greater than, solid line, equal to. So we have the same inequality. There it is. Number 5, what is the compound inequality that goes with the graph to the right? Again, this is part of your Part A review. We know we have 2 different rays, so we're going to have the word or. Well, what's the inequality for this ray? X is less than -4. It's an open point, so we'll use less than. And what about this one? Well, x is greater than or equal to 2. That's it. And finally, for this section is number 6. Graph the following linear system and list its solution as an ordered pair. So let's get these in slope-intercept form. The very first one, we are going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I have y equals -2x plus 10. This is a system of equations. Let's go ahead and graph that. Starting at 10, that's my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 2 over 1. Continue, continue. The whole way through my graph. Through my graph. Okay, and then I will draw a line. And this is y equals -2x plus 10. Now I'm going to change colors because I can, and I'm going to graph this other one. 5. I'm going to start out at the y-intercept, up 3 over 1. I've already hit my solution. Straight line. Y equals 3x plus 5. Well, what's the solution? 1, 8. All right, so those are your first 6 problems on the study guide. Make sure you make any corrections and have your work corrected before you turn it in. All right, thanks.